Nearly every headline about actress Shelley Duvall's July 11, 2024 death mentions what's undoubtedly her most famous role as Wendy Torrance in The Shining, but that performance may not have been worth what Duvall endured on set. In one of The Shining's most iconic scenes, Wendy holds off her husband Jack, played by Jack Nicholson, with a baseball bat as he confronts her on a stairway. Director Stanley Kubrick made Duvall and Nicholson shoot the scene in a record-setting 127 takes. The result of those constant takes were Duvall's hands shredded raw from gripping the bat, her voice was hoarse from crying, her eyes became swollen, and she left the set completely dehydrated. The moments of Duvall crying in pain, fear, and exhaustion were not acting, but a trauma response.
Don't hurt me!
I'm not gonna hurt you.
Kubrick's psychological brutalization of Duvall was so severe that her hair began falling out. She told The Hollywood Reporter, "To wake up on a Monday morning so early and realize that you had to cry all day because it was scheduled, I would just start crying." In the equally famous scene where Nicholson bursts through the bathroom door, he destroyed nearly 60 doors to get the shot to Kubrick's liking, filming this one moment over 3 days. The scene was mostly improvised, and Kubrick reportedly kept information from Duvall regarding Nicholson's choice to tear down the door with an axe, meaning her horrified reactions are authentic. Actress Dee Wallace recounted on Eli Roth's History of Horror the exhaustion from shooting Cujo and being in real fight or flight mode all the time.
Your brain does not know you are acting. It goes through every chemical change that you would go through.
That at least seemed to be what was going on with Duvall on The Shining too. No matter how much one tells themselves, "I'm acting," the body is going to respond to the circumstances as if they're really happening. In the documentary, Stanley Kubrick, A Life in Pictures, Nicholson admits about the director.
He was a completely different director with Shelley.
Many of Duvall's lines were unexpectedly cut, she was frequently kept isolated, and she was forced to wait before performing her scenes to throw her off. Behind-the-scenes film from the movie even shows Kubrick requiring the rest of the crew to follow his lead.
You're just wasting everybody's time there.
Kubrick also made the decision to never compliment her work, instead criticizing every choice. At one point, he encouraged the rest of the crew to ignore her and disregard any needs she expressed. Shooting The Shining reportedly took 56 weeks, so Duvall spent over a year of her life being tormented. Stanley Kubrick was already considered an auteur at that point in his career, with his unconventional techniques hailed as genius rather than harmful. Many have tried to defend the director by referencing the clips from A Life in Pictures where Duvall speaks positively about his choices.
It was a fascinating learning experience. It was such intense work that I think it makes you smarter.
That said, in other interviews, Duvall painted things in a different light. For example, she told The Hollywood Reporter, "I don't know how I did it. Jack Nicholson said that to me too. He said, 'I don't know how you do it.'" Author Stephen King has not shied away from his hatred of Kubrick's film adaptation of his book, and the treatment of Duvall as Wendy is part of it. He told Rolling Stone, "She's basically just there to scream and be stupid, and that's not the woman that I wrote about." At one point in The Shining making-of documentary, Duvall is shown lying on the floor with assorted cushions around her. It was a clear attempt to highlight the grueling process of movie making, but it's footage of the aftermath of an on-set panic attack. Duvall confirmed this in an interview with ComingSoon.net. She said, "For the longest time, I couldn't remember what exactly was happening at that moment, but I do recall I had a really bad anxiety attack on set, and I believe that was what is shown in the documentary." Duvall explained that the shooting days were often 15 to 16 hours long, and breaks were hard to come by, leading to a breakdown. She said, "Stanley Kubrick has a vision in his head of what he wants to see through his camera, and if you don't quite understand where he is coming from, he gets frustrated and angry. Communication and understanding plays a big part of film sets. I just wasn't getting it. I did in the end." Duvall had some well-documented late-life difficulties. She appeared on Dr. Phil in 2016, seemingly in the midst of a mental health episode. By that time, stories of how Duvall was treated on the set of The Shining had become common enough to lead many onlookers to believe that the problems she was facing were the result of how she was treated there. That take seems misguided though. For one, The Shining didn't make her quit acting, as many people seem to believe. She kept acting for over 20 more years. And the Shelley Duvall archive account on X, formerly Twitter, which is run by a fan who claims to have gotten to know the actress in the years leading up to her death, say things were more complex than one tragic event causing a spiral. They wrote, "Shelley simply retired from Hollywood in 2002 and naturally aged. There doesn't have to be anything dramatic to happen as many people think. Life happens. That said, Filming The Shining clearly tested Duvall. The results are clear on screen in her unforgettable performance. While it drew some criticism at the time, her work has become widely recognized as one of the best performances in a horror movie ever. Stories of her behind-the-scenes treatment and rumors of how it affected her continued to circulate until the end of her life. Duvall herself has said that the movie wouldn't be what it was without Stanley Kubrick's harsh techniques, yet some have questioned whether or not it was worth it. It's impossible to deny, though, that one way or another, The Shining changed her life.